SportsReplays, and this is my Supercoach team for 2024 so far. This is preseason update. So I've picked Dacos 650,000. I think he's a no-brainer. Going to be probably the top defender. It's pretty obvious. Everyone's got him. Almost won the Brownlow last year. He may get tagged potentially. Probably the only major concern about that the pick. But look, the risk is too high. If he goes off and everyone else has him, it's over. Then we go on to Sheasel, $556,000, $200. Again, another player that's more likely going to increase in value, I reckon. It's his second year. Could have the second year blues like some of these other good first year players have had. But again, look, he was phenomenal last season, one of the North Melbourne's best players, and one of their key players. So look, he should do alright. There is some bit of concern some people have saying he's a trap. I don't particularly buy it. I reckon. It's up to you at the end of the day, but he's one of the better players around that price point. Hayden Young, 525,100, an up and coming young player, and he's been playing midfield minutes. The reason why I picked him, and I can see why a lot of people have. There's no one again around that price point. There's not too many other good selections as well. I think there's more upside and downside to it. The odds of him losing value is a bit small. Okay, and on to Ambrosio, 224,900. Again, another player that didn't get quite the opportunity here at Essendon. You get a bit more opportunity at Hawthorn. And I reckon it's more of a job security we're paying up for 224,000 compared to some of these younger price, some of these cheaper price players. He probably has the potential of getting a few 80s and 70s here and there. I reckon that's probably going to be his highest potential in terms of scoring. But he should generate some cash and keep us and have some job security for the early buy rounds. He should play round one, sort of guaranteed. And Zach Williams again, another player it's mainly injury cloud, and he's just had terrible luck with injuries. It's probably the main concern is just the injury. Is he gonna be fit for round one? They say he's gonna be fit for this week. He's most likely. Well, fingers crossed, and we can see how he performs. If he performs well, he should generate cash either way. We might have to have him on the bench for the first couple of rounds if need be. And Zach Reid, 123,900. I reckon he's a lock at that price point, probably the best defender at that price point. He was solid against Geelong, and I reckon that's sort of good news that we're looking for. And Reid, not a must-have, but is definitely almost there. Josh Dibkis, 150,700. Again, we're playing probably that little extra job security now. A few of their premiership stars are retired. Richmond now on decline, and just Dibkis needs to step up and take their role. And he's probably the one that needs to step up. And he's undervalued, I reckon. And he should go up in price. I don't know why. There's an emergency for now. I'll take out that. Caulfield did perform that well on the weekend, but we'll give him the benefit of a doubt. We'll see if he performs well. Is he playing round zero? Let me check. But he should be. Probably more job security with him. Probably the only concern there, but there's no one else really there. I think Core didn't play at all, and he's probably got a lower job security than what Caulfield does, which is the reason why I've picked Caulfield over Hoare, and why Hoare is not in my side anymore. I was disappointed he didn't play on the weekend. And Sicily, why have I removed him? Well, he got a 50 in the weekend, and I'm not too sure what Hawthorn are doing. Considering Hawthorn got smashed in the midfield, and there's a lot of inside 50s going down there in their back line. Usually he just intercepts them, and it'll probably backfire on me. I just don't think Sicily. He always either gets suspended or he has some sort of injury other than 2022 when I didn't pick him and everyone else did. But I'll just have to, just suck it up if it does fail and backfire me. like it did with Dacos and English last year. And onto the midfield here, we've got Gordon, 622,000. Performed well on the weekend. Wasn't too far off in the Brownlow last season. Probably Sydney's key best player by a mile. So Gordon, yeah, easy lock. Tom Green, probably still in position. Gordon, probably their best player last season. And I mean, you could argue Toby Green, but I mean, look at as a pure midfielder, it was the best pure midfielder last season. Tom Green is a lock. He's going to continue that, I reckon. Yeah, Green lock. Parrish 604,200. A semi pod here. I think I've already just picked him as an Essendon bias supporter, to be honest. But look, I mean, he is probably going to probably average at it now. And I mean, I just picked him there just something different. And he does have those high potential scores now and then. Was it 2021? He turned it on. Will he do that again? I'm not too sure. He does have that potential. But you do have Merritt there. If Merritt gets injured, I think Parrish will score well, but I'll just pick him there for something different. I don't think I could lose too much on it. And Miller, again, he had an injury. He's more of a 600k player than a $150,000 player, so he'll go up in price. And look, he looks in a bit better condition. So look, I reckon he's probably not a lock, but probably a bit undervalued compared to some of the other midfielders. Riley Bonner again, another pod. Want to do something different instead of having the boring sides like most people have. Something different, just a few other people have had the same idea. I mean, he did well on the weekend. I've still got big concerns for Bonner. I still reckon he's undervalued, but he hasn't had that long, consistent scoring. He's never had a season of scoring at like above 80. And that's my concern. But all he really needs to do it is for a couple of matches, and then we can just trade him off. Sort of like with Setterfield. He did perform well. It was against North Melbourne. It was a practice match, but I mean, all we need is a couple of those games, and it'd be worth the selection. And McKerner, a selection that look do be concerned. He only scored like a 50 on the weekend, and it's not really what we want. And it's a player I might have to get rid of. A lot of people still staying on boat with him, which I'm a bit surprised because he only scored a 50, but a lot of people haven't really jumped off. So we'll probably have to have him on there, I guess, for job security reasons. But I actually reckon some of the bench that I have options here might actually outscore McKerner this year. On to Zersma, again, 193,000. Has a midfield forward status, that's why he's there. And he did score a couple goals on the weekend. So if he can average 70 or 80, which I reckon at least average 65, that'd be enough for me. It is a bit higher for a rookie, which I can understand why some people might be a bit put off by that. As a forward, an average side. But look, he should make their team pretty easily. Decent player. Riley Sanders, 184,000. He was phenomenal, great on the weekend, and he's probably a lock at the moment and will be on field. Roberts performed well on the weekend. He had one good game last season. Was it last season or the season before? And then he got injured, and I'm thinking, this has been a failed selection. But he does have that potential to score well, and I think if he can string a few games together, that's all we really need, and has another recover option just in case for buys or something drama happens. He's there, and like he might be playing, round 1 or round 0 since he performed well in the practice match. I've got good confidence. Could be wrong. Probably need a bit better read on it, but fairly happy with it so far. Wilson, 130,800. I mean, look, that's fairly cheap price, and he did really well on the weekend. And look, also a midfield forward combo, which is what we want, which is ideal, so I can swap him over the forward line for buys or job security reasons. So that's why he's there as well, and he performed well, like I already mentioned. Yeah, look, it was against North Melbourne, so we'll see if he gets selected. I'm confident he will after that performance. Jai Clark, 123,900 again. Same thing. He did well against Essendon. And again, we've got a lot of good midfield rookies this season, and it's hard to get them all. Uh, that's why he is. It's you have to you just can't pick them all. But Clark did well, and while I've got rid of Dawson, a bit too expensive, and I just want to try something a little different. And not having Bont in my side is another concern. Should I upgrade him from like a green to or a Parish to Bontempelli if I had the cash? That's a thing I need to think about. But this could probably kill me not having Bont. But at the same time, if he has a poor first month and he's got West Coast round, I think early as well. So I'm not looking forward to that match if I don't select him. I'll just have to wait and see how he goes. I think he's playing this week. He will leave a really decent selection, so the liver's getting older. But we'll just have to wait out. 724,000 just seems a bit too expensive. I'd rather have that extra 100k up front just to make any emergency changes the first week, or if there's an excellent rookie or mid-pricer that has had a couple of good matches in a row, we might have to bring him in just for the cash gen, and that costs a little extra. Or I just want that extra cash to be there, just in case there are any injuries or any drama in the first couple of weeks, or a player that no one's really selected and we must go after, or I've missed out on and we might, that's what I'm worried about. So that's why the 100k is there. Gone 583,000 here for the Rucks. I think, performed well. Boom, lock. Grundy, do have a bit of concerns with Ladhams there. He didn't perform as well, and that's the only really problem with Grundy. If Nolan was there, if it was just him, the main ruck, there wouldn't be any issue. So, look, I'll hold him in there for now, but we'll just wait until the weekend and see how we go with Grundy. Because I like to see what Sydney are doing. He's probably the ruck I'm going to have to trade out. I'm surprised. I thought Grundy would have a bit lower percentage. I understand he's performed well in the past, but I do have a few question marks. It's probably the only one that I probably disagree with the majority of the crowd with. I mean, if it goes well, it'll net you 100 grand and he's probably a keeper, but there is still a bit of concern. I guess with all ruckman, injuries can happen. And Sam Naismith, 120,900. He's been in the system before. He's had trouble with injury. If he does play, he's going to generate cash. Plus, it's a good emergency option and to cover up the buys. I believe Melbourne and Sydney have a buy earlier on. He will cover up that. And we've got Luke Jackson here as a forward ruck, and he's probably the only premium forward. So it's just it's a bit frustrating with the forward line in terms of primos, which is, I guess you can allocate and make the other line stronger. But I do have concern with Darcy in the side. Is he going to get that high scoring? That's the only concern. But I'll pick him anyway because there's no other real option there. And same with Flanders. Miller's back. Is that going to impact his price? His midfield minutes, rotations. I'm not too sure. He did perform well in the second half of this last season. He killed me last year in terms of I started with him and didn't perform that well, but then he did well in the second half of the season, which is frustrating. But again, it's another player around that price point when there isn't any too much other sort of semi-premiums there or fake primos or around that price point. And I think having Adams, I think he's a bit of injury cloud and he might be a bit of a trap, Adams. Fisher did well on the weekend, and reason why everyone's bringing him in. Could that be a bit of a trap? Is that only a one-hit wonder game? I mean, look, it's hard to say. He's going to have a better role with North Melbourne, most definitely. That he was more likely going to get more of the ball, so I reckon his price will increase. But do I expect 100 every week? Probably not. It's probably not a trap, but that's another one I have to keep an eye on. Guess there's not too many other forward line options this year that are either at a higher, not really a higher price point, but around that price range. It's probably a better way of saying it. And then we've got James Jordan, 275. Had a great game on the weekend in a losing side. He's had that a good age range too, where he can improve and take that next step forward. And he can have a better role in terms of Sydney than at Melbourne. Because I think Melbourne have a slightly stronger midfield. It seems like he's doing well there at the moment with Sydney. Well, good pre-season, so I'm confident Jordan will increase in value. Plus, he has that midfield forward role, and I reckon he's a way better selection than Nathan Five. Nathan Five just doesn't. I reckon he's past it. Nathan Five, to be honest. All his hype with pre-season. They said that last season. Glad I didn't pick him. And yeah, I reckon Five's a trap. Trap, don't pick Five. Look, I could be wrong, but I'm confident James Jordan will outscore Five just because of the injuries and he's at a better age. Five may have a couple of games now and then. He may get 100 couple of games, but I just think Fremantle's got other midfielders there now, and he's not going to get that same midfield time like he used to have. Five. Jack Billings, 243,900. He's been under my radar, really. I haven't really thought about him until last week. And he did all right on the weekend. He's playing for Melbourne. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, I guess that's another sort of another forward option Melbourne have. They just need that really good key forward, Melbourne. They've got Brand Browning, but he hasn't done as well as what we wanted it, as what he really needed to. Look, 243,900 definitely undervalued, and I reckon it's sort of I guess has a better job security than some of these other players, and he has had that scoring history, so there's a bit more reliability compared to some of the other players in that price bracket, which is the reason why we're going to pick him. And Harley Reid, he did well on the weekend. If he can score an 80 or 90, or have an average of 80, which is it would be great and to be enough for our sides, and has that forward midfield status too, which is what I like. Windsor did well on the weekend too. Hopefully that improves his job security. And I prefer having a Windsor there too than some of the other, like a McMahon. Just for McMahon didn't perform that well. I think McMahon from Geelong on the weekend. It is only one game, but it was against us, which isn't the best defensive team. And he only scored like 40 to 50. I just don't think it's not quite good enough. I mean, it is only one game. He may play an even weaker side and go bananas, but I think Windsor's probably a better selection. I could be wrong here, but I'm pretty confident Windsor hopefully gets that spot for round 0 or round 1 just to see a bit more. I mean, it's only a practice game. And Alex Sexton, 133,400, did well on the weekend, and hopefully that gets him a selection. And he does have that bit more high scoring history. You know what he's capable of. He does have a crappy role in terms of being in the forward, but he did score well on the weekend. So it does give me confidence. I mean, he's definitely better than a 133k player. Look, if he plays, kicks a couple of goals, it should at least 60 or 70. And if you can get a couple of 80 or 90s, or even 100 a few times in a row, that'd be enough to get that price point. I can't believe he's that low. Yeah, so that's it. What are you guys' thoughts? Is there any changes I need to make? Am I silly for bringing Bonner in? Stupid for getting rid of Dawson. Am I silly for getting rid of Sicily? What are your thoughts? Thank you for watching.